Hi all, and welcome to this series of guides designed to help you negotiate the Plymouth Road Roundabout with more confidence. There are two distinguishing features of this roundabout. The first is how the flow of traffic is controlled by traffic lights. This means if the lights are on green, it's not as important for you to look right as you enter. But it's extremely important you watch the flow of traffic in front and around you. The traffic lights at another stage of the roundabout may be on red, causing the traffic to slow or stop. The second distinguishing feature is the layout, particularly the separate lines for the direction you are heading. This means it's imperative you use strict lane discipline. You ensure you don't stray into a neighbouring lane, and you're aware of any other road users in those lanes. In this guide we'll be approaching from Garstang Road West, shown here as A, crossing the roundabout, taking the second exit, following the road ahead towards the town centre, shown as B. If you're required to take this route on the test, the examiner will say, or if you're following the sat-nav, it will say. Let's take a quick preview of what we will be covering before I break it down into more detail. You can use the overhead animation in the corner to give you a better idea of your positioning. So, we know we're crossing the roundabout, taking the second exit, following the road ahead. So I position myself in the left-hand lane. After a short while, that lane then splits into two, so I will stay in the middle ahead lane, where the arrows show ahead. Then I will approach the traffic lights slowly and wait for them to change. Once they're green, I'm keeping in the ahead lane, and I'm ensuring I stay in the same lane all the way round until we pass the first exit. Then, whilst ensuring the second set of traffic lights are green, I will signal left as I pass the first exit and leave at the second exit, all the time watching for hazards and not straying into the lane on my right. So let's take a closer look. Remember, we've been asked to cross the roundabout, taking the second exit, heading towards the town centre. Identify the exit you need, and if it helps, count which exit it is. In this case, it's the second exit. You will then see the road split into two lanes. We know we are following the road ahead to the town centre, so we need to be in the left lane. Now start your hazard routine. Check your mirrors, and because we're going straight on, we don't need to signal. We then position ourselves in the left-hand lane. For a short while, the left lane splits into two, so we follow the ahead arrows in the middle lane. We then adjust our speed, approaching slowly in the middle ahead lane. We then see the traffic signals. They're currently on green, so we can continue entering the roundabout following the lane with the arrows pointing ahead until I reach the next set of traffic lights. Having checked they too are green, we continue. Once we pass the first exit, we start signalling left, all the while ensuring we don't stray into the lane on the right, and checking for hazards as we exit.
Also, try to remember the tips we use when we negotiate a roundabout. Take your time, don't approach too quickly. Give yourself the time so you don't have to rush your decisions. Know where you need to go. Use the road signs and markings to help you understand how the roundabout is laid out, and which exit you plan to leave by. If you enter a roundabout not knowing where you need to exit, you're more likely to get confused, panic, and make a bad decision. Be aware of other road users at all times. Use the hazard routine on approach and use good all-round observations throughout, particularly when entering and exiting the roundabout. Always be aware of hazards and speed limit changes as you exit a roundabout.